Imagine buying palm oil at a low price today and selling it for double or even triple the price in just a few months. Now, that is the power of the palm oil storage business. In my last video, we had talked about how profitable the palm oil business is, and so many of you were in my DMs. So many of you wanted to know exactly how to store palm oil and just how to sell it at the right time for the maximum profit. Well, today is that day, where we get into all of it. So yes, today we will be breaking all of it down, because I will be sharing with you everything from how much capital you need, where to buy quality oil, the best storage methods, and most importantly, how to identify and avoid bad palm oil so that you don't end up wasting your money. Okay. Plus, I'll tell you where to sell and just how to find big buyers, from local markets to international exports. Now, this is a complete guide, so make sure you stay till the end, because I will be sharing a pro tip that can help you make even more profit. But all I ask of you, all I ask you to do for me is to click on the subscribe button, share this video to as many people as possible, tell your friends to be a part of this community, because here we talk about money, we talk about side hustles, and just ways to, just improve our finances, because 2025 is that year where you and I need to cash out. Okay, I've talked about this and just how much we need to make money, because being broke is not an option on Betha's Corner. Okay.
Brian Little.
First things first, you need to understand the palm oil storage as a business, okay? Before you even think about going into this business, because, Betha has talked about it, it sounds really interesting. The first and the most important thing you need to do is your research. See, do not just take my words for it. Do your research. Don't just jump into it because it looks profitable. Just go to the market, talk to the people who are already in the business. Ask market women, ask traders questions, and just study the price trends. Okay. Now, here's how the business works. All right. From January, February, March, guys, they are producing palm oil. There's palm kernel everywhere. Palm trees are, giving us a lot of palm fruits. And of course, they're making oil. But, between the months of March and June, guys, this is the peak season. Okay. Meaning that there's always an oversupply of palm oil, right? But by October, between October to December, palm oil becomes scarce and the prices shoot up because demand is high. Okay, now the goal is simple. As someone who wants to go into the palm oil storage business, all you need to do is buy when the prices are low, store it properly, and then sell it when the prices go up. Like, how cool is that? I know that sounds very interesting, but you also need to consider the capital required to start palm oil storage business. Okay, now to start this business on a large scale, you will need between 500,000 naira to 1 million or even more. But if you're starting small, you can start with as low as 100,000 naira to 300,000 naira and then grow from there. The more capital you have, the more oil you can buy, and the more oil you can buy, the higher your profit margins. Okay. Now, aside from buying the oil, you also need to invest in storage containers. Yes, containers like, plastic gallons. I have shown you guys videos, in my last video, those 25-liter kegs. They're actually the best for long-term storage. Okay. You can also use drums. They are ideal for bulk buyers. So if you're buying in a very large quantity, you may not have space to start putting 25-liter kegs all over the place. So all you need to do is to buy the drums and then pour your oil into that particular drum. I think that you can actually fill a drum up with, about 8 jerry cans, 8 25-liter jerry cans, right? And also you need a proper storage space, a space that is cool, dry, where, the oil will not be exposed to sunlight or heat. All right. All of these things are necessary when you want to go into the palm oil storage business. Okay. Now, one question I kept seeing is, Betha, how do we source for high quality palm oil? How do we get it at the best price? Now, when it comes to buying palm oil, location matters. And some of the best places to source for high quality palm oil, at low prices actually include Edo State. I know I missed out on some states the last time and you guys kept saying, Betha, you did not mention here. So there's Edo State, there's Ondo State, there's Enugu, there's Akwa Ibom, there's Cross River State, there's River State, then Delta State, and of course, Imo State, where I'm from. Okay. Now here's actually an important tip here. when buying, always make sure to bring your own kegs. Yes, don't use the one that the sellers provide for you. Now your question is why? Why? Because when the oil is being transferred into your kegs, you can see the texture of the oil, you can see the color of the oil and the thickness of the oil, and you can be sure of what you are buying. Because trust me, some sellers actually mix their palm oil with other substances to increase the quantity. So it is really key that you pay attention to all of this. But if you have your own kegs, you can monitor the quality before you pay, because again, this money is not cheap. Okay, so I don't want you buying oil that is bad and just something that at the end of the day you now be like, oh, better not tell us this one. I've told you now. Go with your kegs. No matter how fine their kegs are looking, no matter how beautiful they clean it and whatever, package it, buy your kegs. This is actually the best time for you to start saving your kegs now. Those of you that buy vegetable oil, you buy all those things and you buy with the kegs, start saving them. Stop trashing them. Stop selling them to people that buy plastic in your area. Just start keeping them now, because you know for sure that you want to go into storage and you will need all of these 25-liter kegs. Okay? Better, how can I identify the palm oil? Even if I go with my kegs, how will I know the good ones? How will I know the bad ones so that I can avoid losses? Now, I'm here for you, right? If you want to make profits, of course, I know you want to make profits, you must know how to identify bad palm oil so that you don't lose money. And here's how. Now, the first one would be the smell test. Yes, your nostrils need to be sharp, okay? You know, if they get kata, they go there, so you won't buy oil. No, you need to smell the palm oil, because good palm oil has a natural fresh smell. If it has a sharp and unpleasant odor, then trust me, it might just be bad oil. Okay, now the next step would be for you to taste it. Okay, I call this the taste test, right? A small taste of the oil can actually help you identify if there's any funny aftertaste. You put the oil in your mouth and not buy them. Okay, not buy them. Now, the last but not the least on my list would definitely be the texture test. Yes, fresh palm oil is always thick, but not too sticky. Okay, yes. When I say thick, now, it's not going to thick like your kata. It will be thick, but not too sticky. And if it feels too watery or it has particles, please avoid it. Okay, avoid it. Don't buy. Don't buy. Now, me tell you, they will convince you, madam, it's nothing, it's something. Okay, it is something. When they produce palm oil at the oil mills, it goes through a lot of processes, and of course they have to add water, when they are trying to get the oil out. In Igbo, they will say when they are sola, they are kwaswaku, you need to put water and all of that. Right now, if they do not cook it properly, if they do not go through all of the processes properly, and there's still water in your palm oil, there's a high chance that it will go bad easily. So it's very important to figure out a mill or just some place where they produce oil, just following all the processes, people that do it well, because we don't want losses. Okay, we're trying to make money here. We're not trying to go broke. We're not trying to go bankrupt because we've invested our money, into businesses. I've seen that some of you, keep sending me messages as to how you want to go into the business. There was even one that told me, better, I know. This one said, better, I know that you are in the palm oil business. Please, I need to just come and join you and all of that. The truth is, the reason a lot of people like me, let me just speak for myself. The reason I probably not want to do business with a lot of people that I meet online is because, again, things can go south now, and then the next day, better now you say me put money, they will come, they drag my intestine. But I mean, if I do my business by myself and I run out a loss, because again, every business has its own risks, so if I run out a loss, and by run out a loss, it's not to say that I will not make my money back, it's just to say that I might not make as much money as I would have expected. Because again, with palm oil, no matter what, that one I can guarantee you, no matter what, people will buy palm oil as long as your palm oil is good. It's just that at the time when people are selling and all of that, you notice, oh, my oil is beginning to congeal, you want to quickly sell it off. Now, if you are supposed to make 10,000 naira gain on each keg, you might end up making 7,000 or 5,000, or sometimes it might even be as bad as you selling it for almost the same price that you had bought for. But of course, you will never run at a loss where it's like, okay, I bought the oil for 10 naira and now I have to sell it for 8 naira. We're going to get into all that money part, but I'm telling you for a fact that these things happen. And again, why I would always say, oh, no, I don't want to be a part of it, or no, I can't, I don't, I shouldn't, I can't, I don't, all of these things is because, again, social media is a good place, where you meet like really good people. But then when it gets bad, when the going gets tough, now you they go drag, now you be the face where they know. So I'm always very careful, guys. Don't think that I'm just trying to say, oh, no, 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 come here. No, I mean, I love to do business with you guys. I do business with some of you guys, but then businesses that do not necessarily, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm always just very careful. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to say. I'm always just very careful, so I might need a little bit more convincing to want to do business with you because, yeah, I don't want them to drag me. So yeah. Now back to the reason why we're here, guys. How to properly store this palm oil to actually prevent spoilage. Okay, storage is the key, to making big profits in this business. You already know that. If your oil goes bad, you've lost your money. And like I explained earlier, when I say losing your money, it's not losing the capital in itself. It's just you not making gain. Okay. Now the first thing you want to do is to make sure to use plastic kegs. Okay. Use plastic kegs, use plastic drums, guys. Please avoid metal containers, as this can actually react with the oil. Okay. Now the second thing is to keep the oil off the floors or walls, right? Never place your kegs directly on a cemented floor or against the wall. Instead, you want to place a plank on the floor, then add sacks on top of the plank before putting your kegs. This actually prevents condensation that can cause spoilage, right? Now the third would be for you to store in a cool, dark place. Yes, keep away from sunlight and heat. Next would be for you to ensure airtight sealing. Yes, make sure that your kegs are properly sealed to prevent exposure to air and moisture, right? When you store your oil properly, your palm oil can last up to 1 year or more without getting bad. I tell you that for free. Like, I promise you, it would stay for as long as 1 year or even more, because you have taken all the precautions, to make sure that the oil is safe. All right. Okay, better. I have kept my oil. I have stored it and all of that. When is the best time for me to sell it to make maximum profit? Now, I'm going to tell you this for free. Timing is everything. If you want to make serious money, you must be patient. Okay, there's no gra-gra. If you have gra-gra, this business is not for you, because prices start rising from September. But if you can wait up till October or November or even December, that's when you will get the highest prices. Okay, for example, if you buy 10 25-liter jerry can, for maybe 35,000 naira, 40,000, 45, depending on where you're buying from, you can sell for as high as 50,000, 55, 60, even 65,000 during scarcity. Now that's a profit margin of, about 10 to 15,000 naira per keg in just a few months. Now multiplied by the number of kegs that you're willing to splurge your money on, you already know how much that is. Okay, so there's no need for the shalaye. You can already calculate it. It's an open market. Like this one, nobody is going to deceive anybody into anything. You calculate it. This is how much I bought it. This is how much I sold it. You can calculate how much you have made. And of course, you yourself, that 10,000 naira now is something. Times 10 kegs, for example, that's 100K. Anyway, there's nothing else I can say about that. Something else you need to consider is where and how to sell your palm oil for the maximum profit. Okay, once it's time to sell, where do you find buyers? Here are some of the best options that I can give to you. The number one on my list would be big local markets, like markets in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, even Onitsha markets. There's always high demand for palm oil. Okay, next would be restaurants and hotels. Guys, they use palm oil in bulk to make all those your, fancy meals that you're always buying. Yes. Now the next would be supermarkets and, retail stores. Many of them resell packaged palm oil, so there's always the need for them to have it in bulk. Now, another option would be cosmetic and manufacturing companies. Look, palm oil is used in soap making and cream production, so these guys need palm oil. Okay, of course, that my list will not be complete without me mentioning online, social media and e-commerce sites like Gigi, Facebook Marketplace, Instagram, WhatsApp groups, and just all of these places. They're really good. You need to have an online presence to reach a good number of people, because again, you can sell within your small location there, but when you're online, there's a high chance that people might see you and of course want to patronize you. So make sure not to overlook your online platforms. Okay, now the last option on this particular video would be exporting. Guys, palm oil is high in demand. It is high in demand here in Nigeria. It is high in demand abroad, especially Europe, Asia, and America. You can actually register with some export platforms like TradeKey, Alibaba, or Exporters India. Although I cannot speak so much on this because I do not have like first-hand knowledge as to how this works. Because again, think about it. There's still demand in Nigeria that has not been met. Now, where's the time to be shipping these things abroad? You still have so many people to supply here in your country. You want to think abroad. I mean, you will make more money when you export abroad and all of that. But I'm saying to be safe, to stay safe, just focus on Nigeria. Okay, focus on Nigeria. I talked about the north in my last video, so you can look into that, see how you can ship this oil to the north, or waybill it, if that would be the better word, to the north, and just sell there, because those guys don't have palm oil, they don't have palm trees and all of that. So you can focus on that. Just leave exporting. We're just starting the business, okay? So we don't want to go. You understand what I mean? Yeah, let's play it cool. Let's play it safe. Okay? Now, here's my final tip for success in the palm oil storage business. Guys, start small and grow. Okay? If you don't have a huge budget, begin with what you can afford and reinvest your profits. Okay? That's one way to build a business. Just put the profit back into the business, right? Now, the next thing would be for you to build relationships with, reliable suppliers. This will help you get better deals. Okay? The next thing would be for you to monitor the market trends. Always be on the lookout for price changes. You want to know what's happening. Is it increasing? Is it reducing? So you know how to sell. And last but not the least, like I mentioned, you need to be patient. Okay? The longer you wait, the higher your profit. Okay? Now, that's it from me, guys. The palm oil storage business is one of the easiest ways to make huge profits here in Nigeria if you do it right. Okay? Now that you know exactly how to start, where to buy, how to store, where to sell, it is time for you to take action, because me, I don't like talking. You need to get into it. Okay? Now, if you found this video helpful, please make sure to smash the like button, drop a comment below. Tell me, are you considering starting the business? Do you still think you want to do the business with me? Because a lot of you, oh my goodness, but you need to promise me that you will not now come better. I know one person call it, I go to sleep, they think, oh my god, palm oil, hey, this person. I don't The thing is, I actually know where you can buy like good palm oil. I'm not even going to lie. I know where you can buy good palm oil, but how to ship it, how to send it from where they sell it to where you are, the problem is logistics. I'm not really, because again, with me, it's not really about the whole buying and selling thing. For me, it's more of the storage, and I don't need to bring it to Lagos to store it. I can store it there. I have a space where I can store it right there. So I've never really thought about, logistics and all of that, because that has never really been an issue. So yes, if you want a supplier, should I do this? Anyways, guys, let me know if you enjoyed watching this video. Please make sure to turn on the bell notification just so you get notified every single time I post a new video, so you don't get to miss out on my next video and all of that. Okay, now thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and of course I will see you guys on the next one. Of course, I know people will be coming to my DM, comment section, emails and all of that, but yeah, it's fine. I'm waiting for you people. I love you guys so much. Bye. Bye, guys.